All right, hopefully that should do it. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Walk Talk. This is NorbCam, in case some of you guys are new to my channel. If you are new, feel free to hit that subscribe button, drop me a like, and hit the notification bell. But this is the about 35, 40-minute just talking, walking vlog where I just start with a little topic and then just see where the conversation goes. Every day seems to be a little bit different. It's a little chilly here in this overcast day in the Pacific Northwest. It's it's about 43 to low 40s. It's a little chilly. I didn't wear as much layers today. Just wearing my Seahawks windbreaker. Maybe I should have worn another one, but it gets pretty warm once we get going. Anyway, hoping you guys are having a good start to your day. Thank you, Mary Ann, who's been consistently watching a lot of my stuff. I appreciate it. Patrick as well. Lori Cross, can never forget you. You're always in here supporting my channel, so thank you very much. Good morning. Hope your day is going better. It's so far, knock on wood. I have no wood to knock on, so I'll just knock on this recycling bin. So far, it's been good. I did update you on my hacker situation and the little Fender bender I got into. I went quite a bit off on yesterday about what had transpired with my Microsoft account getting hacked. And as of today, nothing new. I did get my replacement visa, for those of you who don't know the story. So I got my Microsoft account hacked, which affected not only my account that handles my Microsoft Office subscription, but also my Xbox subscription. All that was taken over. The email was replaced. All security protocols removed. I lost all control of the account. And the person went ahead and racked up $600+ of charges on the visa that was attached to that account. Even after that account was canceled, or not canceled, but after the card was declined and they sent me a new card, they still charged a new card. I found that and only discovered that there's a system in place that allows companies like Microsoft to continue charging to the replacement card, even if you've canceled it for the purpose of that card being no good anymore. It's the big company's way of not missing out on that subscription fee, mostly because they know that sometimes people let their cards lapse and expire, and instead of having that happen and having to update their credit card information or expiration date, they just automatically bypass all that, go straight to Visa and say, just give us some new card information. We're just going to keep charging. It's great for convenience, bad for the customer, in my case, like when you get hacked. Anyway, good news was I was able to speak to a Microsoft person all the way over in the Philippines who had a rooster cock-a-doodle-doodling in the background all the while. But he was able to work things out, spend about an hour with me on the phone. I sent him all kinds of information, IP address info, Xbox console information. And he said he guaranteed me by sometime today, they should be able to call me to let me know that everything's been restored, all charges refunded, and that I should be able to, with a new account, new password, get everything restored back to normal. So I got my replacement. I haven't talked to him yet, so I'm still waiting for that phone call. I did receive my second replacement credit card for the one that got hacked, and he told me to go ahead and activate it and start, basically get it ready for use, which I did. And so far, I have not received any fraudulent notifications. So, granted, it's early because even after I got the first replacement card, it took about a day before the person started using it again. However, if this is all handling the way they said it should, I should not have to worry about that card being compromised. So we'll find out today as I'm waiting for that. But as it stands now, hopefully we're on the tail end of that little situation. I do have the little fender bender I got into. I got rear-ended on Monday, same day I was doing all this hacker stuff. Car is still drivable. I have a appointment to get my vehicle an estimate done. It won't be for like 3 weeks though. Get that done, and then They're going to do the repair, and should be all handled by the guy who hit me's insurance. So hopefully that's just a matter of time. But I've been advised I shouldn't use the back of the van tailgate for the time being because it might mess it up further. Kind of hard not to use that thing though, because it's kind of the whole point of having a van, right? Got to load stuff in the back. So we'll see. It looks really hardly damaged at all, but sometimes it's what's underneath that is structurally impacted, not just what it looks like. Anyway, but I feel fine. People have been telling me, hey, make sure you're not injured, you know, make sure that sometimes they don't show up for a couple days, but I don't feel anything more unusual than I normally do, besides the usual neck and back pain that I've already had. But, so far so good. What do you got in here? Let me go check in there. If you guys feel like it, you guys can type in the chat where you guys are watching from. If you have any questions, please let me know. Morning from where you hiding? Mary Ann Rich thinks it's awesome, kid. Hey, you did get quiet all of a sudden. The person who did steal my Xbox account did change my gamer tag to, Dark Store 6527, I think. I would assume that that's no longer online, but people who were connected to me sent me a screenshot showing who my new identity was. Didn't even change the icon. The icon of me was still the same. You know, the little icon that shows up next to your gamer tag. So, who doesn't even do that? Kind of lame. It was Chrysostom. That's right, it was me the whole time. Patrick wants to know, did you have to change checking account numbers? I did not. I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to. I did call the credit card company and got them going on with charges, but ultimately they couldn't do anything. So I did just order a replacement card, which I activated yesterday. But I did not change anything else. I have been starting to change other passwords, though, just as a precautionary measure. Because as you know, sometimes, we have those duplicate passwords that we often use, and it's possible that maybe if somebody gets hold of one somehow, they can apply it to others. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to change up your passwords, but you got to make sure you have a secure place to put them, because there's nothing worse than changing the password and then forgetting what the heck you changed it to, right? Done that many times. I outsmarted myself trying to be all clever and go, oh, they'll never figure this out. 2 days later, oh crap, what did I do? Outsmarted myself. You ever do that too? You ever get something and you put it somewhere to hide something, or put somewhere you're thinking, okay, I'll put it here so I don't forget. And then, of course, when it comes time for you to get that thing that you put carefully away in that secret spot, you basically forget where you put it, and you just completely hid it from yourself. Man, there's so many things I can think of throughout the course of my life of, I wonder whatever happened to that, whatever it was. It could be some trinket, some toy, some action figure, some tools, some whatever, little thing that you have somewhere, and you think someday it's going to show up. And sometimes it does, and sometimes you go your whole life never to see it again. Let's see. Lori says, after watching your show last night, when I got home, I went and took all my credit cards off everything. Wow. That was a little crazy to hear what that hacker did to you, Norb. Glad all is fixed. Wow. Well, that's, I'm glad you did something. If anything, it's nice to think that whatever I'm doing and sharing with you guys, whether it be what my dad's going through with his COVID experience or something like this, if someone else can learn from my mistakes or learn from my experience, well, doggone it, then it was worth it. Worth sharing it with you guys. Let's see, when I talk to Sirius XM, I do talk someone from the Philippines as well, here, the cockle-doodle too as well. So funny. That's not the first time either. There's Vin from Anchorage. A person's asking, Marianne Rich, do you know who Chrysostom is? That's me! You watch more of my videos on Norb Stupid channel. Find out who I really am. All right. It's your boy X. Congratulations. I heard you are the, not surprising, dominating winner of the third NorbCam Tournament of Champions on Madden. So it looks like you and I have a collision course meeting for a rematch to face the best of the best. Well, you were the best of the best. Can't put myself in that category, but I will have to battle you in front of all the YouTube crowd out there. And boy, the way you've been playing lately, man, you've smoked everyone, almost everyone. I think you might have lost one or two, but it's going to be interesting. I think what's funny about these Madden tournaments, for those of you who haven't watched my Madden simulations, I do various Madden games, live streams, some where I match up with random people on the internet. Sometimes I do a franchise mode where I basically replay in parallel with the Seahawks season and try to do better than the Seahawks did. This year, for the second year in a row, I went to the NFC Championship, and second year in a row, I lost to the Packers in Lambeau. Sounds familiar in a lot of ways, losing in Lambeau anyway. But I do have these tournaments also where people on Discord, and if you haven't joined the Discord, feel free to. They battle each other, and whoever is the winner gets to play me online live. So it's more of an exhibition match because the reality is I probably can't hang with half the people on these tournaments anyway, so it's more for fun, but try to keep it fun and exciting. But I've gotten a lot better. And thanks to guys like It's Your Boy X and others, they've really taught me a lot in the past year and a half I've been playing this now. And so I've really enjoyed it, really gotten into it. And I missed being able to play since I've had this hacking problem. So, will I jump back into it tonight? I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to, obviously it depends on how the whole Xbox restoration goes, but then hitting the road. So I'm going to be unavailable to do this for several days. So it might have to happen after I get back. So, but I'm glad to get this thing resolved. Anyway, but the point being is that pretty much anyone I'm going to play in any of these tournaments is someone who has not only watched my videos, but has also coached me and taught me pretty much everything I know. So the idea of me trying to beat one of these guys, it would be like, you know, Luke Skywalker or Obi-Wan trying to beat Yoda, right? Because Yoda knows all the tricks it was taught. Or at some point, does the Jedi apprentice beat the master? No, probably not. It'll be fun anyway. So we'll let you know when that happens. Let's see. Woo. Trying to catch a lot of comments on here. Let's see. Oh, I want to tell you about one other thing I discovered in the process of all this. HOY 60 degrees where he's from. T. Stevenson from DC. Tim from UP. So should I delete that account because I still have it added as a friend, Norb? Don't do anything yet. Well, it probably will go away, but hang on to it for now. I'll let you guys know what account you need to connect to because I will be starting a new account no longer associated to my previous email. So I'm not sure what happens to the old one, but you guys will find out soon enough. I do intend to be returning as NorbCam. So I should get that gamer tag back. So that is what I've been told will happen. Mary Ann's been watching my channel for years. Thank you. Let's see. I hope it doesn't mess up my recurring billing with me, nor, well, I don't know how that works. That's a good question. I'm not familiar with that. I guess it's possible because the whole point in having a card on the system is for recurring billing. But anyway, got to do what you got to do. Thanks, Norb. It means a lot to be part of your channel. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Patrick wants to know, do I follow the Kraken? Yeah, I've not been bitten by the bug yet. I'm not a hockey fan. I need to go just for the experience. And I slowly will try to gain a better appreciation. And I made out that football's over. I'll make more room for it. But yeah, I'm slowly working my way to it. Let's see. Amanda says, most of the time I'm the only female watching them, but I love football. I heard that the Kraken's the most popular fan base, or the ones who it's most popular with are the females. At least that's what I was told. I don't know if that's official, but according to a source who told me that, according to merchandise sales anyway. So, kind of interesting. Patrick said, I have a friend who's a Rams fan, ugh, but her second team is the Seahawks. I never understood that second team stuff. You know, I get asked that a lot. Who's your second favorite team? I don't have a second favorite team. I got one team, and my second favorite team is a team that helps the Seahawks do better, whether it be standings wise or knocking another team out who we might have to face, or will help our position in playoffs or seeding or whatever. So, but there are other teams I hate more than others who annoy me more. The Rams is definitely on the top of that list. Packers are up there. Mostly teams that have beaten us and have caused pain to us. Patriots, Steelers, put them in that mix. Cardinals, 49ers. So I have a special place in my hate column for those teams. All right, keeping going down the list here. The Savage 10101 YT. It's Logan. You gave me the poster when you came to my elementary school the year we won the Super Bowl. We're bouncing back next season. Well, Logan, it's good to see you in here. Thank you for hanging out and still being part of this, because that was a long time ago. And I'm sure at your age, that's like eons ago, because when you get to my age, 3, 4, 5 years, they all kind of blend together. But I know when you're in elementary, junior high, high school, every year is like an eternity. You know, I remember when people would talk about, oh, she's a junior, he's dating a senior. It's like dating somebody from another planet, right? It's like this whole, ooh, a year apart. Now it's like, what? Wait, was that 2 years ago, 3 years? I don't know. It's funny how different things are. The scale of how life events are so dictated by years. For me, it's funny. The way I remember years is based on Seahawks season. If someone says, hey, so this happened in 2016, immediately I think, oh yeah, 2016. That was the year that we went to the divisional playoffs in Atlanta and lost. You know, 2015. Oh yeah, that's when we went to the Panthers and made the divisional round, got down 31-0, almost did the most amazing comeback in history. But it's pretty funny. That's how I remember years. They're marked by Seahawks success or failures and Super Bowl wins, which has only been a couple of those. Not wins, appearances. Only been a handful of those. Let's see. Man says, I've been learning more about hockey. It's complicated. See, I think every sport is actually more complicated than you think. And to the person who doesn't know much about the sport, any sport, it looks simple, right? Hey, tennis, you just hit the ball back and forth. Hit as hard as you can. You know, but there's a lot of footwork. There's a lot of technique, understanding, placement, strategy. Same thing with baseball. I like baseball. Sad that we have such a horrible team, but maybe this year will be different. But I played baseball when I was younger, through elementary and middle school. Didn't really play in high school. But so I've always loved the game, but I loved listening to it and watching the Mariners growing up, even though they sucked most of the time. But people say baseball's boring. And I could see that. I can see why people would say that a sport like baseball is boring, because there's a lot of standing around, right? If you were to compare baseball to, say, soccer, there is a heck of a lot more moving going on in soccer than there is in baseball at any given moment. You could probably add up the amount of running in baseball, and it's probably not even one 200th of the amount of running in soccer. Probably even more, probably 1/1000th. There's a lot of standing, spitting, scratching your nuts, you know, picking your nose, blowing your nose, that kind of stuff than there's actual playing. But I still find baseball way more entertaining than soccer. One, because I don't understand soccer. Two, just because you're running a lot doesn't mean there's a lot happening. Okay. In baseball, I think what makes it exciting is there's that anticipation. Football in the same way. Because you really broke a football game down to 60 minutes, but how much actual action is going on in a football game? It's really Not that much, right? From the time of the snap to the end of the play, I have an average play is about 3 seconds, right? Maybe some are longer because it's a long, run, or a pass. But you might have a play that's 5 or 6 seconds on the long side, on the short side, it's probably 3 or 4. And occasionally you get a breakaway one that lasts for 70 yards, and that would take 8 or 9 seconds. But most plays are, just less than 10 seconds. And if you added it up, you'd probably really not have a lot of action. But soccer, the whole time, they're running the whole time. That doesn't mean it's exciting, So it's the anticipation of the moment, I think, is what gets what's exciting. In baseball, there's that anticipation, that wait, the set, the stretch, and the 0-2 pitch. And the moment that ball's released, everything could happen. And it also may only last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. But in that moment, the whole game can explode. And football's the same way. And then you stop, you regroup, and then it goes. So there's something about that pause and tension of the next moment in the game when that ball is thrown, where that snap is hiked, So I guess for me, I've learned to appreciate what goes on between the action. But there's a lot of stuff that actually is going on strategically. Let's see. Where are we at here? Seahawks, Washington Huskies. Yeah, baby. That's X-Rat 3D 12th man. Patrick says, after we won the Super Bowl, did you come back on time to watch the parade? Oh, yeah, heck yeah. I was lucky enough to get out from Super Bowl 48, New York, right before the snow shut everything down. I felt like I was literally like the Millennium Falcon in part 3, when it escapes from the second Death Star and it blows up and it shoots out as the flames are about to engulf it. That's how I felt about our plane, except there was snow about to engulf it. And I got home in time and took the kids out of school. And we went to the parade. I think it was on a Tuesday. It was on Tuesday with almost, I don't know, factors say 1 million people downtown. It was cold. It was freezing cold that day. That part I do remember. It is a Seahawks game. There's a lot of flags being thrown. Yeah, add that to the slowdown too. Let's see. Oh, Marianne says Norb's least favorite teams. Well, it wouldn't be fun if you didn't have teams you hated. Half the fun of a sport is because you care about your team so much and you dislike a team so much. If everybody was like nonchalant and didn't even care, which is why these, like XFL and USFL takes so long for it to stick, because there's no allegiance to these teams. You have no history. And history, there's no way to rush that. You have to create history by having years and years of bonds, going through good times and bad times, and games where there's fights between players, and teams where someone plays dirty, and this guy cheated, and this guy beat you in the last second, we beat you at the last second. And all that bad blood boils over the years to where you have this disdain for the other team because they've hurt you so bad, or they hate you because you hurt them so bad. And that's what makes it fun, right? But when you have these teams you barely even know the names of, it's kind of hard to let's go beat those generals. Yeah, we hate them. We hate them for being from another city. Hard to just create a villain out of nothing. That's what makes sports fun. Baseball needs to end the friggin' lockout now. Yeah, good thing nothing's happening and they still have time, but that time window is closing fast. Colt says, hope the Seahawks get good players free agent next month. Yeah, that's going to be the question is, will they drop some bombs in terms of big name signings? I mean, that's one thing that Seattle doesn't typically do. They drop back in the draft and they don't sign big names. It's all the other teams doing it. And look at the LA Rams going for the big names. Screw the draft, screw the picks. We're getting the names to win now. And it worked. That's why it was so bad they didn't want it to work. So you wonder if does Seattle stick with their typical way of approaching, or are they going to do something to sign a big name? That's just not been their MO. Jake says, Seahawks are the Jedi Knights of the Pacific Northwest with the green and blue sabers. 49ers are the Sith with the red color. Chrysostom can be the evil Sith Lord. This is something that would be fun to do. I haven't gone that far with Chrysostom. Chrysostom has done some, we have done some Star Wars things with Stormtroopers and Millennium Falcon, but that might be something worth experiencing. Man, as a Hawks fan, win-loss all day, every day. Go Hawks. Alonia, 143, welcome back. My parents work, let them go to see the parade. Oh, my parents at work, let them go to see the parade. They all said it was freezing and cold that day too. Yep, cold day in February. Patrick's been saying on social media that the talks of the Sonics are starting to heat up. The All-Star break coming up this weekend. I'll see it when I believe it. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it, because there's been talk about the Seahawks, Sonics coming back for a while now, and of course the arena's made, so that part has been, done, and now let's see if the NBA steps up and finally makes this thing happen. Okay, well, I want to get to my, I have one more thing to talk about the hacking thing. I want to talk about the topic I actually put on my title, which I haven't even talked about yet. But so in this hacking discovery, I learned that the reason why Microsoft was able to keep charging my new card is because they had this account, I keep forgetting the name of it, some kind of account renewal service that allows them to basically go straight to Visa and get the new card connected without even having the user to put that card into the system. So that happened to be the case with my Xbox card, my Microsoft credit card. So I discovered, I don't know how many other places are doing it. Obviously, some are not, because, for example, Amazon, once my card was replaced, it started giving me a payment declined message. So I knew that was not working. But I found out yesterday another place that's doing the whole bypass thing, and that's GoDaddy, because we do some internet-related stuff with them, and I was going in there to check to see if we needed to re-up our contract for the domain for our business. And when I checked on the credit card they had on file, because I knew that the old one was what we had, the old one was gone and had been replaced with the second card already. They had automatically updated it to the second card, which it also had been canceled. So they actually had a card that still wasn't even active because I got a new card. But so at least I know 2 vendors that I deal with now that have that automatic card renewal service. And what what my credit card company told me is there's no way to opt out of that. It is between the vendor, Microsoft or GoDaddy, and Visa themselves. They have this handshake agreement that says, if this card goes and gets replaced, we will automatically connect you to the moment they have the new card and the new card is activated. We don't even get to control that. They do it automatically. So that's convenient for the 90% of the time, because nobody wants to have to, if a card gets messed up, you have to remember all the places you put it. So I understand the benefit of it. It's convenient for the customers. It's more valuable to the company because they don't lose a beat, because they're making money on all these subscription orders. And if they lose that, they're losing a subscription that someone has to manually go and reconnect. But when that thing is just right there going month after month, and they make it so that even if the person card expires and they get a new card, boom, it's right back in charging all over again. So there's good and bad. The bad, of course, is in my situation, when it's connected to somebody who's taken control of your account and has hacked it and you can't get back into it, that credit card follows the hacked account. So that person, that's why they kept racking up all these Xbox charges and nothing else. It was all Xbox and Microsoft Store to the tune of 600 something. But that's all coming back. Whoever this person was, and I assume he's a kid, because the fact that I saw a screenshot of this guy's, my hacked profile had like Fortnite and all these games on it. Clearly, this is not an adult. This is a kid who's doing this, and it's sad that this person obviously has to be pretty smart to pull this off. Is wasting his or her efforts to do something that's just illegal for stealing games. when this knowledge will probably come in handy somewhere down the line. Who knows? This guy probably grow up to be on some kind of terrorist, we call it cyber terrorism unit. And it's like some kind of master you see on all those crime shows. Right? There's always that one nerd who's on the computer who can do anything, unrealistically everything. They can hijack a satellite, disable a street light so a car can pass through. They hijack the security camera, zoom in on something from 5,000 miles away and get a high-res scan of a license plate or some paper that they're holding up. Yeah, that guy. There's always one in every show, whether it's Mission Impossible, Fast and the Furious. There's always got to be that one computer nerd who's there for comic relief and can fix everything that a scriptwriter can't fix when they're writing the story. Like, dang it, how am I going to get this? How am I going to get the heroes to break into this building that's supposed to be the toughest building in the world to get into security-wise? Well, bring in the cyber nerd. He knows everything. There's no security system that the cyber nerd can't hack. Anyway, that could be this person. Goes from hacking NorbCam to breaking into the, who knows, the national treasury of the Kremlin. Whatever. Anyway, so I'm going to go to my point here because I'm almost done with this walk. So I said my title, press conferences are a waste of time. Now, you might be wondering, why do you feel that way, Norb? Well, I was watching I didn't watch the conference, I was watching some clips taken from Clint Hurt, the new defense coordinator's, must have been a press conference or a Zoom meeting conference where he talked a little bit about his philosophy and what they plan to do. It got me thinking about all these press conferences we watch all the time. Russell Wilson's and how everybody dissects his every word when asked the hard question about, Russell, do you plan to play for the Seahawks next year? And then they analyze, well, he said might, or it's the plan to, I hope to, but he didn't actually say I will. So that must mean he's lying. He's not committing to it. So you hang on every single word that these people say. And it's gotten to a point where, what is the point of these press conferences? Because one, let's say you go up there. Let's say I am Russell Wilson. And I know in my head, I have a plan that only very few people know about. I know what my future is going to be. And I'm going to tell a handful of my closest, trusted advisors who are looking after my best interests, financially, career-wise, all that, family-wise. And I've got a plan. All contingent on something, maybe, or it's already in place and he's got it all figured out. And nothing that can happen between now and then is going to make a difference. But you have these press conferences because people want to know. We want the truth. You can't handle the truth. And that's the reality. We can't handle the truth. Okay? Because you get players, and this Marshawn Lynch, demonstrates kind of the brilliance and the beauty behind his I'm just here so I don't get fined attitude when it came to the press conferences in the Super Bowl. Everyone wants to talk about different things. But when it comes to, like the Russell Wilson situation, he's not going to tell us what he's really going to do. So you can ask all day and try to put his feet to the fire and make him commit to an answer. And he's only going to say enough that's going to sound good enough for you to hear, to placate those who ask the question, but also not say the wrong thing, which ends up being nothing. It ends up being a bunch of neutral fluff that really doesn't mean a thing. And why waste time even analyzing that when you know you're not even getting a real answer? The only time I think a press conference has any value is after a team has won and you ask them all the questions. So how did it feel to do this? And you threw the winning pass to win the game. Or what was that game plan? Because that worked brilliantly. Because when you won, you're more than happy to share all the happy feelings you have. And you can be totally honest about that. Oh, it was great. I threw this awesome pass, blah, blah, blah. Did a great job blocking. And everyone's happy. Everyone writes their stories, puts the quotes out there. Yeah, we won the game in the fourth quarter. And it's team effort. And oh, yeah, we just never quit. All that great stuff, right? Sounds good. You want to just, yeah, that's right. Yeah, go Hawks. But then it's a waste of time to have a press conference after a loss. Because here's why. First of all, you're not happy. So you're not going to be exactly in a talkative mood when you just lost. Whether you got your butts kicked or whether you lost in the 1 yard line. You're not going to be in a very talkative mood. right? And then all the questions are going to be based on what went wrong. What were you thinking when this happened? What was the plan going into it? Because clearly it didn't work. What can you say? What can you say that's going to be of any value to anyone listening? Nothing's going to satisfy you. And even if they do admit what they did wrong, they'll probably be more upset that they did that. Like, yeah, so Russell, why did you guys decide to throw a ball at the 1 yard line instead of handing off to Marshawn Lynch? A real answer. Well, it was Lockett's fault. Guy threw a perfect ball, and if he'd circled up and attacked the ball with his hands instead of letting it come to him, he would have caught it and would have been at least at the 1 inch line or a touchdown. So it's Lockett's fault. I did nothing wrong there. It's a great play. That shouldn't have happened. That's all on Lockett. That's the real answer? Sorry, Ricardo Lockett, if you're watching this, but that's how I feel. That's the real answer on that play. But you could also say, yeah, we should have run the ball. So, Russell, who actually called the play then? Who made the decision to throw the ball at the 1 yard line? Was it the coordinator? Was it Pete Carroll? Did Russell Wilson audible to it? Nobody's really telling the whole story. And even if we heard it, what's it going to help? All you're going to want to do is fire that person whose name is put on as the blame for that issue. So it's a lose-lose situation. Nothing good comes out of that, like I said, except when you win. That's the only time a press conference is actually any good. The rest of the time, you're either not happy with the answer they're giving you because you feel like they're giving you a bunch of BS fluff, or they're going to say something you didn't like, and you're going to rake them over the coals for being honest. Usually that doesn't happen. Most guys don't, and if they do, then people get all up in his fit because they said something that made it go, oh, I can't believe they said that. That's terrible. It was so mean and honest. I can't believe he would say something so frank. And then he's in trouble for that. So you really can't win, except when you win. When you win, the press conference is a great thing because you can't say enough good stuff and everybody's happy. Any other time, it's useless. In a loss, in a situation where you're trying to figure out your contract, where you're going to go, are you going to pick up this guy? What's your plan with the draft? You're going to, is this guy coming to Seattle? Are you guys going to make a play for him? They're not going to talk about that. They're not going to let their plans be known in a press conference. If they have a strategy, they want to pick up some free agent that they got to be real clever with. They're not going to announce that. They're going to announce their strategy. So why bother asking? And if it's a real waste of time, bother asking. Don't even have the press conference. It's a waste of time. We watch them anyway because we're looking for something, but in all reality, you'll never get what you're looking for. It'd be funny. I was thinking, what if people had to have press conferences from out of their own regular lives, and then you had to answer to the public about what you did? So, Norm, I understand that the client wasn't happy with that last video that you did, and wants to make some changes. What happened there? Well, I did my best. It's a team effort. And it's just try to make the play, try to make the video, and it just, we just weren't on the same page. And and the reality is, it's because the client's a stupid idiot. They don't know what they want. They weren't in the meeting when we were coming up with the script, so they didn't have their input. And then they decided they want to change things. And finally, when it was too late, then they finally put their opinions on what the content is. Where were they this whole? You can't say it, right? You can't do it. Doesn't matter whether you're in sports or something else. Press conferences, political press conferences, same thing. Watch your favorite politician up there squirm to answer a question you're never going to get the real answer on. It's a waste of time. You'll never get what you're looking for, and they're never going to tell you what they really mean. And whatever they do say, you'll never be satisfied. They really should put an end to that, except when you win. When you win, that'll be the exception. The celebratory press conference. Anyway, this walk is over. 39 minutes, right on the dot, almost. No, about 40 minutes on the dot. Anyway, I'm out. I got to hopefully hear from this my buddy from the Philippines who works for Microsoft, calling me and telling me that my account is restored and everything's back to normal. And if it's not, I'm going to do a press conference with him and find out Well, what happened, Ray? You said yesterday that my internet would be, my internet, my Microsoft account would be completely restored and everything would be back to what it was. I could be NorbCam again. What happened? Well, there was a rooster crowing in the background and it was distracting me. I couldn't focus on my work, and it is what it is. Um, you do your best. Sometimes circumstances just pointless. All right. Have a great day, guys. Talk to y'all later. Go Hawks.